At my sister's wedding, they gave me a bright wristband. The guy at the door said, "This means you can't go in the reception room." One of her bridesmaids giggled. "It's for people who aren't that important." I looked around. Even her hair person got in. So I walked over to the gift table, picked up the envelope with the $5,000 check, and said, "Good thing this isn't important either." She ran after me, yelling my name in front of everyone. So yeah, I'm 27. And they gave me a bright wristband at my sister's wedding. I thought they were joking at first. It was bright green, glowing under the fairy lights. I laughed and said, "What is this? A dance party?" The guy didn't laugh. He looked at his clipboard and said, "This means you're not allowed in the main party room. You're supposed to go to the side lounge." I blinked. "Sorry, what?" Then I heard someone giggle behind me. Lexi, one of my sister's bridesmaids, leaned close to another girl and said loud enough for me to hear, "It's for guests who don't matter." Guests who don't matter? Her own brother? Let me explain a bit. I'm the middle kid, the one everyone forgets about. I only get messages when someone's computer breaks or dad's TV stops working. My sister Emily, 30, is the favorite. She always was. Cheer captain, sorority star, now married to a rich guy who wears shoes with no socks and calls people champ. She gets fancy birthday cakes and big surprise parties. I get messages like, "Oops, we forgot. Happy late birthday. Dizzy face." Still, I showed up at her wedding, wearing a nice suit, with a gift in my hand. It was a $5,000 check in a gold envelope. Even though we weren't close, I thought giving her a good start in marriage would help. No one knew how much it was. I wasn't trying to show off. I just wanted to do something nice. Quietly, but quiet is how they always treated me anyway. Back to the wedding. After the ceremony, which was really pretty, I walked toward the party room. That's when I was stopped. Wrong wristband. I looked around. Even the hairstylist was allowed in. So was a cousin's new boyfriend, who no one introduced me to. And the guy who played music at Emily's high school party. Yep. All in. Me? I got sent to a side room with cold sandwiches and iced tea. I stood in the hallway for a minute, watching people with shiny wristbands walk by like they were royalty. I should have gone to the lounge like I was told. Should have just let it go. But something inside me snapped. I turned and walked straight to the gift table. It was in a corner, full of cards, boxes, and bows. Mine stood out, heavy, sealed, with my name on it. I picked it up, put it back in my jacket pocket, took a deep breath, and started walking toward the door. I had just reached the exit when I heard her. Daniel, what the heck? Emily. She was in her wedding dress, running after me. Her heels clicking, her veil flying like a mad bird. She grabbed my arm. "What are you doing? You can't take that." I looked at her. Come. Good thing this wasn't important either. Her mouth opened. Closed. People were starting to watch. Her new husband froze while telling a joke at the bar. She hissed, "Wait, what? A check?" I didn't answer. I just turned and walked out. I didn't yell. I didn't cause drama. But walking out felt louder than anything. I thought that was it. I walked out of my sister's wedding like a ghost waking up. Drove home with the $5,000 check still in my pocket. I didn't cry. I didn't scream. I just sat in my quiet apartment, thinking about what happened. I thought they'd forget about me again. I even muted the family group chat, so I wouldn't see them blaming me for ruining her day. But 3 days later, I got an email. A week before the wedding, Emily had called me super worried. The assistant at her photographer's last wedding messed up a memory card. If they can't fix it, they might cancel on me, she said, like it was my problem. So I stayed up late, used tools from my shop, and saved most of the photos. No thank you. No payment. Just a quick awesome, and clicked out. I thought that was the end. Until a few days after the wedding. An email from the wedding photographer. Subject, client preview, Daniel's edits. At first, I thought it was junk mail. But I clicked, inside was a Google Drive folder. Photos, tons of them. Unedited pictures from the wedding. I guess the photographer saved my email from when I helped with the memory card. Another favor they never thanked me for, but what really stood out wasn't the photos. It was a subfolder called Family Priority List. A PDF with the order of people for photos. Yeah. I got curious. I opened it. It was a real list. People ranked like a team. Top, mom, dad, Emily, her husband, his family, maid of honor, best man, cousins, stylists, even their dog. Middle, important guests, college friends, neighbors. Bottom, not important, extra people, sent to lounge. Guess whose name was there? Spelled right. Right between the DJ's helper and people who didn't RSVP. It didn't hurt like usual. It made things clear. They didn't forget me. They put me exactly where they wanted me. So I sent a nice email to the photographer. Hey, I think you sent this to me by mistake. It has a file the bride might not want shared. No reply for 2 days. Then one line, I know. Just thought you should see it. That hit harder than anything. Later that week, my mom sent a message. No, how are you? No, sorry. Just, Emily's really upset. You made her feel bad. We want you to say sorry. Don't make this worse. No one mentioned the wristband. No one talked about the list. They weren't sorry I was hurt. They were mad I didn't stay quiet. I haven't replied. But I did put the check into a new savings account I made that day. I called it my Freedom Fund.so. After I left the wedding, things were quiet for a few days. I hoped maybe they'd say something nice. Like, hey, that wasn't okay, or, we didn't mean to hurt you. But nope. I got a text from mom saying I owed Emily an apology for messing up her special day. No talk about the wristband. No talk about calling me unimportant. Just, you embarrassed her. Say sorry. That didn't happen. What did happen? A week later, I was working in my shop. I run a tech repair business. 2 locations now. Small team. Good reviews. Then my employee Brian came in. Hey, there's an angry lady and a man out front asking for the manager. They're saying something about stolen money. My heart dropped. I walked out front. There they were. Emily and her new husband. Standing at my counter like mean customers. From a bad review that he gave a fake nice smile. She was already red in the face. Emily yelled first. Where's the check, Daniel? You stole it from the gift table. I calmly pointed at the camera on the ceiling. You're on camera right now. She blinked. What? Just letting you know. For legal stuff. The check had my name on it, my writing, my envelope. It was a gift, but I didn't open it. I just changed my mind. Her husband stepped up, trying to sound nice. Look, man. We're not trying to fight. We just think it's kind of selfish to make it all about you. The wedding wasn't about you. I stared at him. Then I reached under the counter, pulled out the printed photo list from the photographer's folder. The one where I was next to the DJ's helper and uninvited guests. I slid it across the counter. You're right. It wasn't about me. That's why you made sure I knew it. Emily's face went pale. She hadn't seen the list yet. Where did you get this? She asked. I shrugged. Maybe you shouldn't count on free tech help without knowing who can see stuff. She opened her mouth to scream, but Brian, my worker, said, if this isn't about tech, I'm going to have to ask you to leave. Our owner doesn't allow yelling in the store. Their jaws dropped. Yeah. My employee called me the owner. That hit harder than anything I could have said. They left. No yelling. No answers. Just walked out, super mad. That night, I added another $5,000 to the Freedom Fund. Because for once, I wasn't trying to impress anyone. I was just done. 3 days later, it started. The family group chat, quiet for months unless they wanted something, lit up like crazy. Mom, can we please act like adults and fix this? Aunt Kelly, Daniel, your sister is crying. This isn't what family does. Dad, you embarrassed all of us. We raised you better. Emily, you ruined my wedding and made fun of me in front of everyone. But no one said they were sorry. Not for the wristband. Not for saying I didn't matter. Not for that awful list. They just wanted me to come back, be quiet, and go back to being the helper who never complains, but I wasn't that person anymore. So I said something. I waited until the chat got quiet, then I typed, I'm not sorry. I'm not sorry I walked away after you gave me a wristband that said I didn't matter. I'm not sorry I took back a gift that came from my heart but got treated like a joke. I'm not sorry I stood up for myself when you made me feel like I was invisible. You made a list. A list that ranked me. You didn't forget me. You put me where you think I belong. So now I'm doing the same. From now on, I'm not part of this family. Not because I hate you. Not because I'm mad. But because I love myself. Enough to stop begging for scraps. I wish you all the best. But I'm done. Please don't contact me again. I left the chat. Blocked the numbers. Changed my email. Moved all my stuff, work and personal, to new accounts. I didn't blow it all up. I just walked away from the fire they kept pretending wasn't there. And wow, it felt peaceful. It's been 6 months. I haven't talked to any of them. And the weird thing? I don't feel sad. I feel full. Full of time, space, and quiet that isn't heavy. I started taking Sundays off. I went on a trip to Iceland alone. I reconnected with old high school friends, the ones who always saw me, even when my family didn't. Last week, I opened my 3rd store. So here's what I'll say to anyone who feels like the forgotten one: you are not unimportant. You never were. You just grew up around people who didn't like how bright you shine. That's not your fault. But choosing to stay quiet just to make them feel better? That part's up to you. Maybe now it's time to choose something else. The end, and the beginning. Share your story below. For those who finally walked away, follow for more real stories. No fake stuff. Just the truth.